So if you pick in a jurisdiction, let's say there are 100 people and 60 people are functioning in a state of pretense, and then 40 people are living in their own truest sense possible, then the system will tilt towards the 60%. That's how the grid will function, because the 60% have given their free will to pretense, so pretense becomes the god. So everyone around there, after some time, if the 40% is not strong in their truthful sense, then the reality shapes in that aspect of the 60%. But right now we have noticed the energy is shifting because people are looking for authenticity. It has become a bit scarce because so many people have decided that in order to pursue what they pursue, they have to do it by any means necessary, and that by any means necessary means that if that becomes your foundation, then the reality will be formed under that particular foundation. Everyone will start doing everything in that state because that's how reality is formed, because they say creation begins from self. But if you decide to focus on how you can build all your reality within yourself and how you can be able to better yourself in the truest sense possible and live in that truth. At times may bother people, but you have to understand that everything that you do that will be bothering people, will be there to impress people, should not be your state of action. You are not a politician, because you should be able to ground yourself in your own truth and move as it is, because by the end of the day we are all by ourselves. And if we fear grounding ourselves because of certain repercussions of life, then we have actually willfully given out the free will that we were given in the first place. And like I say, that's how you find a system is run by a particular energy. So when we say it was run because it was run by narcissistic energies, because the people around the energy, most people were practicing that narcissistic perspective of, if I was made a victim by another person, then I have to make other people victims. So another person does it, another person, so it becomes majority now do it. And when you become this one person who is doing something different, then you become the enemy of the people. You're not really the enemy of the people. The people are the enemies of themselves because they decided to become the monster that actually made them the victim. Same way a zombie bites another zombie, becomes a zombie, and they create that chain on and on. And if you also look at those zombie movies, you'll notice they always few survivors. You never see like in a situation where there's 10,000 zombies and 1 million survivors. It's the other way around. 10 million survivors or 10,000 survivors, or even 10,000 is a lot. It's always hundreds. And then there's this horde of zombies in billions. But the energy grid has to change because people have to learn to appreciate and trust themselves, and because we usually just look at the consequences of things and we are like, what if this happens to me? What if that you are willing to protect, you're already giving away your free will in the first place? How are you going to protect that person? Because your free will is your first line of defense, and if that line has been just laid out willingly, then they laid out their weapons, then they laid down their weapons, then what do you think will happen to the other lines of defense? They will also do the same. See? And we always look at the dreams that we have, and we always say we want to work for dreams and visions But you also have to note that those dreams and visions were grounded on something, were grounded on a perspective. And if that perspective is violated, then everything changes. If you violate the foundation that you made while you were a child or while you were a teenager, then you become something else, and that means you have changed the direction of the course of your life. And once you start changing those directions, you keep shifting the foundation of a building, it is bound to collapse after some point. See, because in the truest sense, a building cannot have a foundation on third floor, or fourth floor, and then here on the ground it's just shaky and all that. Everything will just collapse. Yeah, so as we just progress in our own lives and perspectives, let's learn to appreciate the principles that we grow with, and not just throw them away. You can modify your principles, you can make them better. Like I said, you can come up with ideas to make your building look in a beautiful state, and still have strong foundation, and also have a different style and look. See, first you also have to ground yourself from you have to heal yourself of all the traumas that you might have experienced. You have to just pick them one by one, try to relive them in your thoughts and see what went wrong, and try to appreciate that those perspectives happen not because you willfully allow yourself to be hurt. It's because you gave your perspective to people and they chose it the other way. So the reception of a signal should not be your fault, because you gave out the best signal. The people receiving the signal decide to bounce it back in a faulty way, then it should not be your fault, because your innocence will always be your innocence. See, and every day I also learn about myself, and I try to make myself better, and see how many more foundations I can keep adding in order to appreciate my own mental fortitude. Because sometimes people say you don't look like what you have gone through. It's not because you're still reliving those victimhood perceptions. You just appreciate everything as it is, and try to see how best you can make other things better by bettering yourself. And that's how you build your own foundation in self-love and truth.